What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are actually going to continue our coverage over Night Terrors. Now, when it comes to Night Terrors, you have to remember that this is DC's big summer event. And when it comes to Night Terrors, it's about the idea that right now you have a new bad guy out there known as Insomnia. And Insomnia is looking for something called the Nightmare Stone. Now, if he is able to find the Nightmare Stone, he'll become very powerful and be able to actually do his master plan. Now, here comes the problem though for Insomnia. For him to be able to actually find the Nightmare Stone, he has to jump around between different people's nightmares as a way to hopefully find the Nightmare Stone. Now, at the end of Night Terrors number 3, we actually saw Deadman, Sandman, and also Damian Wayne be able to find the Nightmare Stone. And so their goal is to actually use the Nightmare Stone as a way to defeat Insomnia. Now, to wrap up our coverage, we're going to cover Night Terrors number 4 and Night Terrors Night's End as well. These two books are going to wrap up the storyline and get us ready for another event to come down the road. And so getting into today's storyline, we actually do pick up at Arkham Tower. Now, when it comes to Arkham Tower, you have to remember that it is technically the Arkham Asylum in DC Comics right now, or technically in Gotham City. Now, with that being said, when it comes to Arkham Tower, the reason why our heroes are there right now, Robin, Deadman, and Sandman, is because when it comes to Insomnia, he was actually a patient there. And right now, he's being kept there right now, which means that he's somehow able to actually appear across the world thanks to his newfound powers. And so right now, when it comes to Insomnia, you have our hero say, once we get to Arkham Tower and we're able to actually find him in Arkham Tower, we're going to use the Nightmare Stone as a way to purge his powers out of his body. And that will end this whole nightmare thing that we're going through right now across the entire world. And so you do have our heroes just begin the process of traveling through Arkham Tower to hopefully find, of course, Insomnia. And so while you have our heroes right now using the Nightmare Stone as a way to hopefully find Insomnia somewhere in Arkham Tower, well, that is the moment they begin to have nightmares, but of course at small doses. And what I mean by that is, as soon as they get closer and closer into finding Insomnia, you have Insomnia throwing small nightmares at our heroes to hopefully stop them. So for example, you have Damian Wayne believing that he's right now talking to Batman, and you have Batman right now saying, you know what, son, listen, let's go ahead and go back home so we're able to be father and son once again. Because remember, right now in DC Comics, when it comes to the relationship between Bruce and Damian, it's not good right now. And so in this nightmare or this dream, it's technically Damian believing that his father wants to go back home and rebuild their relationship. Unfortunately, it is fake, and Damian realized it is fake. Now for Deadman, he sees Dove. Now Dove was a character that was not really that popular in DC Comics. There was a time, but of course that time was a long time ago. Either way, she was a love interest to Deadman for a small period of time. And so right now you have Dove being there kind of like, honey, you know, stop this, come to me. Like Insomnia is saying, if you stop trying to get rid of me, I'll be able to give you what you want, which is Dove, the woman you used to love, someone you care for so much. But of course, our heroes just continue on. Now, once our heroes are able to find Insomnia, this begins the process of us learning a little bit more about his origin. And what I mean by that is, once our heroes are actually able to find Insomnia's room, they find out that he is asleep. Now, you do have Deadman technically remind us a little bit more about his origin, but at the same time, we're going to learn more about his origin. And so you have Deadman say, listen, the reason why he's here right now because he couldn't sleep. That technically he did have insomnia, but the reason why he couldn't sleep because every time he closed his eyes or when he went to sleep, he saw this nightmare. Now, at first, we have no idea what his nightmare was, but this book right here is going to say, don't worry, you're about to learn what his nightmare was all about, because that is the moment you have Deadman say, listen, let me go ahead and use the Nightmare Stone as a way to connect to Insomnia one more time to learn more about him, but at the same time to hopefully purge the powers out of him to end his nightmare across the world. And so when it comes to Insomnia, the reason why he couldn't sleep because of his family. And let me explain. So when it comes to Insomnia, apparently one day he came home early from work. Now, the reason why he came home early from work is because apparently the Justice League was actually dealing with something very big and important. And so because of that, he was able to come back home early. The problem is though, the battle the League had going on at the moment, it led to where Insomnia lived. And so of course, his building was destroyed. But with his building being destroyed, his family died in the building. And so, of course, it's Insomnia saying, this is why I hate the League so much, because my family died, my wife, my 2 kids. Now you see why, Deadman, why I hate them so much, because every single time I close my eyes, I get reminded of them. And that is why I say to you right now, I hate the League so much. And so that explains why Insomnia hates the League so much. Now, when it comes to Insomnia, he does talk to Deadman a tad bit more. And the reason why, because it is Insomnia saying, listen, even though the League was fighting against a set of bad guys, they could have still saved my family. And when I called out for them, no one came. My world died. My family died. And that right there is the reason why I hate the League. And so what I'm trying to do is basically show the rest of the world how evil the League truly is. And that is why I want the Nightmare Stone. Now, when it comes to the Nightmare Stone, you have Insomnia say you can't have it. Because when it comes to the Nightmare Stone, it takes a sacrifice to be able to actually control it. And so you have Insomnia say, well, hey man, you're in my nightmare. And let's not forget what my powers are doing right now to the rest of the world. If you die in your nightmare, you die in the real life. And so right now you have Insomnia saying, I'm going to kill myself right now in this nightmare, and I'm going to die in real life. And when I do that, that means I made the sacrifice to be able to actually control the Nightmare Stone. And so after Insomnia was able to get full control of the Nightmare Stone, that actually leads into our heroes and bad guys waking up from their tie-ins. And when I say tie-ins, I really mean the books we covered on the side that have focused on different characters going through their worst fears or their nightmares in their own books. But the reason why they woke up at the end of their tie-ins was not because they conquered their fears or conquered their nightmares. The reason why they woke up because Insomnia let them wake up. And the reason why, because now all their nightmares have been brought into reality, thanks to Insomnia having the Nightmare Stone. Now, when Batman wakes up, he's all like, you know what? I'm awake. I was able to conquer my nightmares, conquer my fears. You know what? There's a world that has to be saved. But you have Damian say, no, father, we failed. Like, basically, we lost. Insomnia got the Nightmare Stone. And with them having the Nightmare Stone, he now brought all the nightmares of peoples into reality. It's technically all hell broken loose right now on Earth, and it actually sucks. But then we get into Night Terror's Night End. And when it comes to this book right here, we actually do pick up with a random family. Now, the reason why, because we're going to focus on this family right now because it kind of shows what Insomnia was trying to do, to show the world that the heroes are not good. They are actually bad. And so right now we do pick up with some young girl freaking out. And the reason why, because she said she had a nightmare. And when it came to her nightmare, apparently the heroes were chasing after her. They were evil, they were bad. And that is what Insomnia is trying to do. And the problem is though, her parents, they also had similar dreams as well. Not the heroes part, but they all saw Insomnia in their nightmares. And so of course they're kind of wondering, why in the world we all having the same nightmares for? What is that all about? And of course, Insomnia is saying, I'm going to show everyone right now that heroes are technically bad. And so the next few pages is just really showing off what Insomnia is doing right now to the rest of the world. Nightmares have been brought into reality. He is now going to show the world that technically when it comes to heroes, they are evil. Now, it's not just the League, it's really everybody. So the Teen Titans, the Titans, solo heroes, the League, right now, everyone's going to see how bad heroes truly are. Now, he does change his attention over to Deadman. And the reason why, because he told Deadman, if you bring me the Nightmare Stone, I promise you I'll be able to give you what you actually want. Now, here's the thing though. Deadman was not trying to bring the Nightmare Stone over to Insomnia to make him so powerful. Instead, it was Deadman trying to use the Nightmare Stone as a way to hopefully stop Insomnia. But of course, that did not work, and now Insomnia is really powerful. But it is Insomnia saying, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to keep my promise and give you what you truly desire. And we come to find out that what Deadman truly wanted was a family. Now this actually makes a lot of sense. And the reason why, because Deadman's life was cut short. Because remember, he was a big time star in the circus world. And so because of that, he was technically living the high life. But unfortunately, while he was performing, he was shot and killed. And because he was shot and killed, of course, his life was cut off short. He wasn't able to have that family. And so it's Insomnia saying, look, I gave you the Deadman family. You now have a wife and kids. You're able to live the life you were unable to have because someone cut your life short. Here you go. And of course, Deadman loves it. And with him loving it, he's now trapped in this fake world, this fake mindset right now that he has a family now. But getting back over to the rest of the heroes, you do have the rest of the heroes who have woken up right now trying to fight against the nightmares that Insomnia have brought to life. But on top of that, trying to stop him. Now here is the thing though, guys. You have our heroes right now very confused on why he is doing this. Why is Insomnia doing all of this for? Because our heroes don't know they are the reason why this man is the way he is. Because he lost his family. And so right now he's saying, these nightmares you're seeing right now is because of you. Because I'm not the only one scared of you. Other people are scared of you. They have nightmares of you. And I'm bringing those nightmares to life as a way to actually stop you. Now, when it comes to our heroes, they kind of realize that Insomnia does not have full control over the Nightmare Stone, which honestly could help them win this battle actually. And so that is the moment where you do have Sandman being able to wake up Deadman. Now, once Deadman wakes up, he realized that the dream he had right there wasn't real. The wife and kids wasn't real. And so, of course, he gets very angry and tries to help the other heroes fight against Insomnia. Now, Insomnia gets mad at Deadman. And the reason why, because Insomnia said, I gave you what you wanted. You wanted a wife and kids, and you threw it away to still stop me. Why? Why, Deadman? You know what? I don't care. Instead, I'm going to show you your nightmare. And your nightmare is to be forever alone. That is your nightmare. And honestly, I can bring that nightmare to life. And then you're truly going to hate me but truly hate yourself as well. And so right now our heroes are technically struggling to fight against insomnia. But you do have our heroes right now fighting against the forces of insomnia. And so right now you have our heroes believing in Deadman, hoping that Deadman will be able to actually bounce back and be the one to actually stop insomnia, to hopefully end all this madness right now. And so you have Robin tell the rest of the heroes, we have to keep pushing. We have to keep pushing right now. We have to make sure to give insomnia enough time to actually lose to Deadman. Now, when it comes to the battle between Deadman and also Insomnia, they're going back and forth. But right now, it's really more of Deadman trying to show Insomnia that when it comes to the Nightmare Stone, it's basically corrupting him. It's not good to have in his possession. But of course, when it comes to Insomnia, he's all like, nah, man, listen, I gotta use this Nightmare Stone as a way to prove that when it comes to the Justice League, they're not good, they're evil, they're bad, they need to be destroyed, they need to go away forever. But it's Deadman saying, no, you're letting the Nightmare Stone basically corrupt you. And so that is the moment where you do have Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman go back over to the Hall of Justice. And the reason why, because they remember this is where it all started from. That basically everything began from this point right here, because they found the body of Dr. Destiny. Now the thing is though, they're wondering, why in the world did Dr. Destiny come here for? And the reason why, because he was looking for the Dreamstone. And remember, the Dreamstone was the original stone that had the ability to bring people's dreams into reality. But apparently the Dreamstone is the only way to win this battle, to defeat the Nightmare Stone and also defeat Insomnia. Now, Sandman is the only person on the table right now who has the ability to actually control the Dreamstone, to hopefully use it as a way to defeat Insomnia and the Nightmare Stone. And so right now it's Sandman saying, hey bro, go ahead and give me that Dreamstone, because right now I have to use it. If we're gonna win, I got to use it right now. And so of course the League gives it over to Sandman to use the Dreamstone. Now, here comes the problem of the story. And the reason why, because you do have Sandman use the actual Dreamstone as a way to hopefully stop Insomnia. The problem is though, while he is trying to use the Dreamstone, the story quickly changes over to Deadman coming in to save the day. It seems like at first it was going to be Sandman to be the one to actually save the day, but then they remembered this is technically a Deadman event. Either way right now, you have Deadman coming back and saying, you know what? I know what I must do to basically stop Insomnia. I must sacrifice myself. Now, the reason why he is saying that, because he technically has to die. But when he does die, he will actually gain control of the Nightmare Stone, and then he could use the Nightmare Stone as a way to actually stop Insomnia. Because remember, when it comes to the Nightmare Stone, you have to die or do a sacrifice as a way to actually control it. And so this is Deadman saying, it's time for me to finally move on, meaning that to go to the afterlife. I'm tired of being stuck on Earth watching people left and right. It's time for me to go ahead and move on. And so you actually have Deadman sacrifice himself as a way to gain control of the Nightmare Stone and then send him and Insomnia away from the Earth. Like technically it seems like Insomnia was dragged into the Nightmare Realm, or technically hell. Either way right now, the day is actually saved. Now, technically, our heroes are not done yet. And what I mean by that is they have to get rid of Sandman. Because remember, Sandman is an old character and he died a long time ago, but he was brought back to life as a way to actually help out to save the day. And so, of course, the day is saved. And so now it's time for him to go back into the afterlife. And so honestly, this was kind of sad for me, because I really thought, okay, maybe they're gonna bring Sandman back and he'll have his own title or something different. I don't know. Maybe we'll have more Sandman comics down the road. But unfortunately, it's like, no. He was just here for this event right here. He has to go away now, and we're going to move on. And so right after they're able to bury him, well, that is the moment something else happens. Batman completely passes out. And you're wondering, oh my gosh, is Batman about to bring in something else even crazier and bigger like he did in Dark Knight's Metal or in Death Metal? Like, what is going on with Batman now? But when you jump into the next section, we kind of find out the reason why Batman's right now passing out and not waking back up is because technically Deadman did use his body while he was asleep in the Nightmare Realm and kind of use his body as a way to travel throughout this adventure. But of course, Deadman kind of pushed Batman's body beyond its limit. And so that is why he's just exhausted. And so of course, you have Mr. Terrific say, listen, Batman most likely gonna be asleep for a while. So honestly, just let him stay there, get some rest, and sooner or later, he'll be able to wake up and be back to his old self. But then you have basically Superman say, we didn't win today. And what he means by that is because what Insomnia was able to actually do. And what I mean by that is because Insomnia was able to show the world that the heroes are technically not heroes, that technically they are just bad guys because they let innocent people die while they're fighting against other people. But the thing is though, now thanks to Insomnia, the world is scared of the heroes. Now mainly they're scared of the Justice League because they were the original team, the big guy protectors. The thing is though, at this point in DC Comics, there is no Justice League. Right now, the Titans are the Justice League. But because it's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, they still stand for something. Now the world is scared of them, scared of Green Lantern, scared of Aquaman. And so right now, it's the hero saying, we have to show the world that technically we're not bad people, that we are good people. But then we have to jump over to Amanda Waller. Now, the reason why we have to jump over to Amanda Waller is because technically she's up to something. And right now she loves the idea that the world is scared of the Justice League. And the reason why she's so happy about this is because technically she has a master plan, but she's also working for some secret society. And right now this society and her are trying to make the world hate all heroes completely. And so technically right now, with the world hating the Justice League are the characters who used to make up the Justice League, now her goal is to get the world to hate the Titans. Because right now they are technically the Justice League. But here's the thing though, we do get introduced to a new character. And this character right now is going to be the way to make the world actually hate the Titans, but all the heroes on Earth completely. And this character name is Dr. Hate. And of course, we'll learn more about him in November in the next DC event. Yeah, DC is going to give us another event in 1 year. Oh my gosh, really cannot wait. That was sarcasm. Either way though guys, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.